everybody. Welcome to our Moving Markets podcast. It is Thursday, June the 12th, 2025. U.S. stock market has been open for almost exactly 30 minutes. Considering some of the news that's coming out this morning, I don't think the markets are doing too bad. All three of the indexes are down to start this trading session. Dow down, and then this is, let me refresh. This is still going to be delayed by at least a couple minutes. Dow down 165, S&P down 546, NASDAQ down 26. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down largely, not completely, but largely on Boeing. Sadly, there was an Air India flight early this morning, would have been super early our time. Went down to, I think I heard 242 passengers, all believed to be dead. The plane exploded, so it's impossible to believe, or really difficult to believe, that anybody survived it. And it's a Boeing 787 that went down. So once again, I say once again because Boeing, you remember a number of years back, Boeing got really badly beat up. The stock after a couple of airplanes in a row, a couple of their 737s, I believe, went down. And Boeing has been under a lot of pressure. It's been a very interesting company. They're still one of the largest, if not the largest, manufacturers of commercial airplanes. Boeing does a lot of other stuff besides, they do a lot in aerospace, so it's more than just their airplanes, but the airplanes are what they're known for. And it's impressive that Boeing has had this run up in the last few months from $130, $140 a share up to, I think they hit over 217. But this is bad news for Boeing. Now, if it's later on determined that this was pilot error, or that something happened that was not a mechanical issue with the airplane, you'll see Boeing stock recover pretty quickly. But if it's determined that this was a mechanical issue, it's going to be bad news for Boeing. I wouldn't be surprised if Boeing is back down in this 155 range in fairly short order. But that's where a lot of this sell-off on the Dow is actually coming from, only down 130 now. And a good portion of that is based on the backs of Boeing. The other things going on right now, so the markets are kind of looking for some more details and some more news on the China trade deal that Donald Trump announced yesterday, that they've got a deal done in principle, that he and Xi Jinping need to talk and finalize the deal. It involves the U.S. getting rare minerals from China, and China getting a lot of chips from our chip manufacturers. It's, I'm not surprised at all, and I don't think it should be a surprise to anyone that the markets are a little bit tentative about this deal, in the sense that, not certain what to make of it. Is it a really great deal? Is it something that we should be getting excited about? Let's see the details. The devil is often in the details. And will China follow through? What I'm most curious to see, what checks and balances are in place with this deal to hold China to the deal. China has a long, steady, consistent history of not honoring and not following to the letter the deals that they agree to. They lie and they cheat continually. And that's not an indictment on everyone of Chinese nationality. I'm not ripping on the Chinese people. It's the Chinese Communist Party. It's their government. It is not a good regime. It is communism in whatever form it takes is not a good way to govern. It is an oppressive, authoritarian way to govern. And it's not good for anyone except for the political class. That's the only people that benefit from communism are the political class. So you've got a communist regime that is, they're dirty. They play dirty. They don't play by the rules. They don't honor their commitments. They lie. They cheat. They steal. And that's just factual. There's so much evidence that is what goes on. So my biggest question mark with the China deal is what mechanisms are there to keep the Chinese honest? What are our chances of keeping them honest? And I don't give it a really good chance. Having some deal in place is better than not having a deal. Hopefully we can hold them to whatever they agree to, and we'll see. So that's a little bit in the backdrop. And then I think this is kind of a misleading headline. It says stocks fall as Trump threatens unilateral tariffs. At an appearance, I think late last night, Donald Trump said that things are going well. A lot of countries want to make deals with them. They're coming to the table. We're in talks with Japan. We've got this thing close with China. We've had good discussion with India. The European Union has come around and is talking with us. All this good stuff is going on, but he said, I'm summarizing, but he said those countries who are not on board yet, they're going to get a letter sometime in the next week and a half that says, here's what's going to happen, and it's going to be kind of an ultimatum on tariffs unless they come. I believe in his comments, if I heard correctly, he even said, I don't expect this to actually happen, meaning the tariffs go into place, but we're going to let them know this is what will happen if they don't come to the table and start negotiating in good faith. So over and over and over again, it has played out now that the threat of tariffs, and sometimes a very short-term invocation of the tariffs, gets countries to the negotiating table, and the United States comes out of it with better deals than what they had going into it. So it's kind of already been proven over and over and over again to work. So I don't know why it wouldn't work again. And if any of this market reaction this morning is really because of this, then I think it's an overreaction. The best piece of news for the day is that the PPI numbers came in, and just like with the CPI, the PPI numbers came in a little bit better than expected. Now, the numbers were up a little bit. The previous month had been a negative 0.5. It was revised to a negative 0.2. The consensus was that month over month was supposed to go up 0.2%. It only went up 0.1%, so a little bit better. The year over year, I believe, came in line with the consensus and a little bit higher than the previous. That was expected. Core year over year was a little bit better than expected, and month over month core was a lot better than expected. So good PPI numbers to go along with good CPI numbers. And look, I've only been talking for 8 minutes, and now the Dow is down less than 100 points. This shows 103 on the screen here. I show 96 up on my television set in my office, and I showed that the S&P very briefly went into positive territory. So it's things aren't as bad as what they started out on the day. There you can see the S&P just ever so slightly in positive territory, and the Nasdaq looks like it might move into positive territory. So the market is once again showing some ability to overcome some bad headlines. And again, I think this is I think this headline is written to try and invoke fear, and it's not. I believe it's not an accurate way to describe what happened. So we'll see. We'll see where things go from here. Now, on some really good news, Oracle reported last night. Let's shift gears towards our portfolio. Oracle reported last night. They had a great earnings report. They guided well. They're up 12, almost 13% this morning. And our trade, our Oracle spread trade that we opened just a couple days ago, I was able to close it for a little over 25%. I hope you were watching on Discord this morning, because I told everyone on Discord that I was putting in a limit order for 23.20, and literally less than a minute after I put in that limit order, I got filled and I'm out of Oracle now. So this trade worked to perfection. It worked exactly the way we wanted it to. I suspected we could have been in this trade longer term, but we ended up not needing to be 25% on a couple of day trade. We will take that every single day of the week without hesitation. So great news on the Oracle trade. I have not made an adjustment yet to SoFi or to Snap. Those on a collar trade front, those adjustments are probably coming soon. On the triple play front, let's talk about our triple play trades. We have an Oracle long iron condor in the triple play portfolio, and that I set a limit order on that one for $4.80 per share. I have seen the mid price on this one go to 477, 479. I saw it tick over 480 just ever so briefly. I believe there's a good chance before the day is over that we get out of that trade as well. And you won't get more than a few pennies for it, but if you wanted to be a little more aggressive, and be careful doing this, if you wanted to be a little more aggressive on Oracle, you could try to roll your 170 short put straight up to a 180 short put. Let me see. I'm on a different screen with this, so bear with me for a moment. If we took the 170 put, rolled it straight up, left it in the expiration of next week, Friday, rolled it straight up from a 170 to a 180, we would get about 17 cents. Let's say 15 cents for easy math. You'd get about 15 cents a share. If you got that 15 cents a share, and if you felt confident that Oracle would stay up above 180, I think odds are very in your favor that Oracle will stay up. If they do slip back down after if there's some profit taking, which should be expected, I don't think it'll be below 180. I think that's a good, strong level of resistance that they just blew through, and now I think it will act as support. So I wouldn't expect it to come down below that. So if you wanted to take that chance and do that, then you could set your limit order on the call side of the trade for 465, 466, even 475, and you would probably get filled and be in a really good spot moving forward. So it's up to you if you want to do that. I'm not going to put that out as an official adjustment. I'm just going to let you know that if you want to make that adjustment, you could probably do so, and in all likelihood, you would be able to exit the trade with a better profit or a little bit more quickly. So give that some consideration on the Oracle long iron condor. All right. Tomorrow, I will do some type of a recording either early in the morning, well ahead of the market open, or I may do something late this evening. I'm going to be helping out with some family, and I'm not going to be right in front of the computer at the open of the market. I'll probably be watching and paying attention to what goes on. I just don't know if I'll be in a position to get online and do much in the way of Discord or in the way of a podcast. So don't expect a live podcast tomorrow morning. I'll make sure I get something recorded and get it online no later than the open of the market. It'll most likely be a little bit earlier in the morning. We're looking great on everything, up over 115% on our triple play portfolio now. I believe with this Oracle win, look at that, 181% on our spread trade portfolio. Just a couple other things of note really quickly. Amazon pretty flat today. CoreWeave down a little bit, but I think we're still in really good shape on that. NVIDIA up a little bit, Palantir down just a tiny bit, and Walmart is down. On Discord, got to talk about Walmart, sorry. On Discord this morning, I sent out an adjustment to take the 96 strike short put that expires tomorrow, roll it out and down, go to the 93 or the 92 short put for next week, and I would say probably you need to pay market price on that. You might pay $1.25, $1.50. I think it's important that you get that rolled down, because this is 3 technical crossovers now on Walmart, and spending a little bit right now, I think will give you a greater chance of actually breaking even or profiting. We will make an adjustment to the short call, probably roll it out and down, but I'm going to do that at the close of the market today for tomorrow morning's open. Okay, 45 minutes into the trading session today, we now have the Dow Jones Industrial Average only down 83 or 84. The majority of that could be contributed to Boeing. You've got the NASDAQ up 20 and the S&P up 6. So sort of tepid, but definitely gains. I would say a little bit better than being just flat. And who knows, maybe the Dow can overcome Boeing and actually get into positive territory today. We'll see. All right, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.